I felt we should have had a lead at halftime. Even though we weren't scoring, we were playing hard defense. And in the second half, we went too much one-on-one and never moved the ball, then made play defense and gave up offensive rebounds and that. So we played tired. We looked tired the second half. I don't know why, but we really looked tired the second half.
Okay, thank you, Coach. We're opening up to questions. First up tonight is Joe Percato. Go ahead, Joe.
Mike, was it shot selection in the third quarter that really was the biggest issue?
Terrible shot selection in the second half. 1-on-4, 1-on-5, even the break. We had no ball reversal, no ball movement, and they just clogged up the paint and either blocked it or we took a bad shot. And, we kept telling them every time out, every time telling them move the ball, reverse the ball. But, I tried to put a bunch of people in there and nobody was doing what we were asking them. So it's my job to make sure they do that. And we'll get that ironed out. You can't score like we did. And then we quit playing defense because we weren't scoring. People that weren't hitting shots quit playing defense, and that's not a team. That's an individual. We can't play individual basketball. That's what we did last year. We're not going to do that.
Next up is Spencer.
Hi, Coach. You mentioned kind of ironing out shots. Is that something that you plan to work on in practice in the days coming forward? And then how long do you expect it to take for the team to kind of come along and start having the offense flow?
Well, I felt we've had flow until this game, especially the second half. People start pressing, trying to get their shot instead of letting it come to them. We can't be selfish like that. We got to wait on picks. We got to reverse the ball. We got to get movement. Our posts need to post harder. We got to go inside more. We settled for everything 1-on-4, 1-on-5, and we're not going to win that battle. We're not going to win that battle.
Next question is from Justin Jackson.
Hey, Coach. You've obviously played and scouted Baylor hundreds of times over the years. You kind of look at this game and see that, Smith is, doesn't have a monster game. Egbo doesn't have a monster game, but then Carrington comes off the bench and has a really good game. Is that just kind of what Baylor does? They just find someone?
We did a good job on their post players. We really did. What we didn't do a good job when they started reversing the ball is our guards getting back out. Our guards were weak side and they were reversing the ball. In the first half, they didn't reverse the ball either. Second half, they started skip passing, reversing the ball. Our guards wasn't getting back out. They hit some threes on us. They took us. They were setting a flat pick at the foul line. We went behind 3 times in a row, the pick, and gave, their point guard 6 easy points. It just, once we weren't scoring, we quit concentrating on defense. And if you're going to win these type of sloppy games and physical games, you got to play defense for 40 minutes. We didn't do that.
Sam Kniggler.
Hey, Coach. So you guys had the edge in the rebounding column in the first half, and very much so it went away in the second. Was that an energy issue? Was that boxing out? What did you see happen in the second half?
It was a combination. It was boxing out and it was energy. They played harder than we did the second half. I told them I never thought I'd see, especially this year, a team play harder than we did. The second half, they played harder. We weren't boxing out. We weren't getting to the ball. We weren't on skip passes. We weren't meeting the pass. We stood around. And I honestly think it stems off our offense that we didn't move the ball and everybody just stood around on offense, so we stood around on defense second half.
Spencer?
You all still had a very strong first half against a really strong Baylor program. What did you see in the first half that might be building blocks for this team to be successful moving forward?
Oh, well, you know what? We got a good team. We just got to – I don't know. Our veteran players didn't move the ball. They just didn't move the ball. And our post players didn't demand the ball. We looked tired. We settled. And we needed some leadership out there tonight, and we didn't have a lot of leadership out there on the floor tonight.
Go ahead, Sam.
All cliche, Coach. When you're playing in the top team in the conference, arguably, it's definitely a measuring stick game. Where do you think your team measured up at this point in the season?
Well, I thought for a half, we very easily could have had a 5-10 point lead at half. We're right there. We're right there. I don't think they're 20 points better than us. No doubt. I think we're right there with them. We got to learn from this. I told them after the game, if we don't learn from this, and then we're going to have these type of games. So hopefully our veterans learn from this and understand that you got to let the game come to you, and you got to jump stop, and you got to make the extra pass, and our posts got to get the ball some, and then we got to continue to play defense and box out and rebound.
And back to Justin.
Hey, Coach, during the TV broadcast, you could kind of hear Kim Mulkey screaming for help every time Kaiser had the ball. So I'm just wondering, Kaiser's obviously going to start commanding a lot of attention from defenses. What adjustments does she have to start making, in that area?
Well, she's such a good scorer, and we need her to score, but she's got to let the game come to her. She just can't force things, and you're exactly right. Anytime she come off the pick, they were cheating over. When they cheat over her like that, you got to kick it to the other side. You just got to kick it to the other side. And not just her, none of our guards was kicking it to the other side. And we just got to get better at that.